Welcome to the Rustic Garden. Today I'm going to talk about three things. How do you prepare your seed starting mix, which essentially is make sure you pre-moisten it. How and why do you bottom water? And how do you pack your cells to get them ready for planting seeds? Let me show you the first thing. First thing is when you're preparing your seed starting mix, if you're making it yourself, I did a video, this is starting mix I make myself with peat moss and perlite. You want to make sure you pre-moisten it. And this is pre-moistened. If I squeeze it, no water comes out, but there's a good amount of water in there. And you want to do that for one main reason. This is dry seed starting mix from last year that I still had in my grow closet. If you drop that into water, you see that it floats. If you drop the pre-moistened mix, you see that it absorbs the water really quickly. This is what you want. You want your starting mix to be able to absorb water, so when you get it into the tray, you have seeds in it, the water absorbs readily from the bottom. If you don't pre-moisten it, your seed starting mix can actually just float in this tray, and it may be not a couple of weeks, but a couple of days before it draws water in, and I've learned that from experience. Now, to pack your seed cells, this is just dry starting mix. And you might think, oh, let me just put in the dry seed mix and get ready for planting. Again, if you do that and then you bottom water, or even if you top water, this isn't going to hold water readily, and it may be several days before it takes water in. Now, to prepare your seed cells, you want to use pre-moistened starting mix, fill it up once, and you don't want to be tempted to stop there. This is too loose, and seeds can fall from the top and actually work their way down, and they won't germinate well. So fill it once, pack it down with your thumb, give the seeds a nice base to start germinating. Fill it again, remove the excess, press it down just a little bit, and I usually like to have just a little bit of a indentation there, and that's where I drop my seed. You can either mix it in with I use a popsicle stick sometimes, or just drop some starting mix on. And this is a well-packed and planted seed starting tray. Let me just do one more real quick for the sake of this demonstration here. Again, you just drop it in. This is how I do it typically. Just pack it in, add some more, pack it in again, remove the excess, and that's ready for planting. This is a much better starting base for your seeds than this plain old dry mix. Now, bottom watering I do for two reasons. One, it's a lot easier. I just have to fill up this tray about halfway, maybe a quarter of the way. Don't worry about how much to put in there. After 20 or 30 minutes, whatever's not absorbed into these trays, just dump this off into a bucket. Now, I water from the bottom for two reasons. One, like I said, it's easier. The other thing is if you're watering from the top, there you go. You get that splash. This dry stuff flies everywhere. Your seeds are going to fly everywhere, and possible, disease can spread everywhere. Even with it pre-moistened, you can still see it leaves holes and splashes. You don't want to do that. Just water from the bottom. There are holes in the bottom. You don't really have to go halfway. Usually it should just look something like that. And that's enough water to get absorbed into a full flat of cells. This, you can't really see it here, but it floats. This will take a long time to absorb the water. This will absorb the water probably in 5 minutes. One more way to bottom water is if you're not using a big flat system, dump that out. You can use these little foil trays you can get in your baking section of the grocery store. And a lot of people just seed start stuff in cups. Poke in 3 holes. When you put this in here, you're going to see the water starts filling in. And this is just an easy way to grow seedlings on your windowsill. Pack in the soil, or the starting mix, just like we did in the seed cells. And then you have a nice planting base. That will sit in there, that will absorb the water. So just to recap, when you're starting your seeds, best thing to do is pre-moisten your starting mix so that it has water in it and it will absorb water. Make sure you pack the planting medium tightly into these seed cells so that your seeds don't fall to the bottom. And when you water them, water from the bottom. It's a lot easier. You can see this is already being taken up into here. It's just a lot easier, and it will stop the potential spread of disease and fungus and all that kind of stuff. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please check out my blog at www.therustedgarden.blogspot.com and also check out my YouTube videos. Thanks.